But where'd the pickle even come from?
Someone's idea to put a pickle sticker on the helmet.
I hope it's gone. No.
No, there it is.
It's a damn pickle on there. It didn't come out. I don't like to do scenes with stickers that are more interesting than I am.
Hey GQ, I'm David Leitch.
I'm Ryan Gosling.
And I'm Logan Holladay.
Today we're gonna break down how we did, basically how Logan did some of the coolest stunts in our movie, The Fall Guy. Cue fake remote. The reason I put on these sunglasses is because I had to hide my fear. There's no reason for me to have sunglasses. I fall backwards into whatever the fictitious shot of this.
Whatever this movie is.
I mean, that's how we feel a lot of times doing this stuff. It's not that it's not scary, it's always scary. You take the right precautions, you have the experience for it.
It was a long process. They were really great with me because they knew I had like this fear of heights, but I wanted to do this because, I mean, I tried to get out of it a million times, but you wouldn't let me. But in the end, I understood that I needed to do it. They have this thing, like it's called green screen.
It's called green screen. You could just do this and shrink me.
But it was an opportunity to sort of even get a little bit of a sliver of the experience that you guys have every day of like what you go through. And that's the whole point of this opening sequence is it starts in the trailer. We go all the way through set. You get a sense of just the day-to-day of this guy's life. And then he's going up and up and up, and he goes up 12 stories, and then they drop him off a building. And so it felt like the perfect way to start the movie.
People ask like how you get actors to do some of these things, having the right crew, creating the element of trust, and then working in a progression.
We started in a parking lot, and over the course of many weekends, was slowly getting higher and higher and higher, and then also just kind of developing that trust. And it's not, I thought I might get over my fear of heights, which I did not, unfortunately. What I did was just learn to trust the people around me. They were the best of the best.
We have to do the same thing. I mean, there's plenty of times you're doing stunts as a performer where it's not performance dependent. It is absolutely 100% the rig. All the shackles are tight. Yep. You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and they hit the button and you're like, oh God. You build this camaraderie and you build this trust with each other.
You start doing a lot of stuff with a team and you get to know them and you get comfortable with them. Everybody has their job and you just have to not think about that other person's job. You gotta just go, okay, well, I know that it's good because I trust them. Now I just have to do what I have to do. This was hard. To do a cannon roll and just have a big wreck, that's something you could achieve in just one take. You put the cannon in the car, you set up, you go fast, you hit the cannon, how it rolls, it rolls. Not often are you trying to do like break a record, you know?
I love this scene for so many reasons. You'll see that it's Logan who straps me into the seat for this stunt. He goes on to do the stunt, break the world record, and then when it's over, you'll see he pulls me out of the car and pats me on the back for the stunt he just did.
At this point, I'd already done like 5 of these things on this movie.
Right.
And so then 2 hours later, I'm pulling you out the car.
You have to come pat me on the back for it.
We're doing the scene and I'm helping you take your helmet and your neck restraint off, and like they start rolling cameras and you look at me and you go, this is so fucked up. Yeah. He goes, you just did this. And then now you're helping me get out of it. And they go, and action. I'm like, all right, buddy, let's go.
Watching this go down was the most tense day I've ever had on set. Knowing you were trying to break the record, so it was like this weird combo of like counting the rolls, wanting those rolls for you, but then also worrying about what every roll was doing to you.
There's a reason why no one's broken this record since the early 2000s. It was freaking hard. It was so technical. You had to have the perfect amount of pressure in the cannon, the right amount of pressure in the tires, the exact speed, you know, the entry.
The sand density.
The sand density.
Which worked its way into the movie because we were like, God, everything has to go right, and you're factoring everything in.
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but the sand's a little loose.
They level the sand at the beach out, they compact it, and they make it better, but now it is a different thing. The only difference I made from the first one we did on camera that did 3 end over end to the second one I did on camera that did 8.5 sideways was turning and holding the turn for 1 second longer before I hit the button. The first one I did, I turned, hit the button. Second one, I turned, held it for 1 more second, then hit the button, and that was the difference.
Yeah, because the first wreck at which we had it was already epic. You know, it kind of went up and twisted, sides pirouetted, and in any other movie you'd be like, this is amazing, it'll be in the trailer, everyone's gonna use it for materials. And then we wanted to do something special, and you guys asked to do it again. And I'm like, I think we got it in the can, like it's good for the story, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
You really fought for it,
Yeah,
and I wanted you guys, we really wanted you guys to have it.
It was cool the other day, I heard you say, someone asked you what was the difference about this particular stunt, and you were like, in a lot of stunts, you're hoping not to wreck, but this one you're going to.
The ideal outcome is you don't crash, you jump, you clean it, everything's clear, and you make it to the other side. Where the going bad in a situation like that would be not making it and crashing and having a really big wreck. What's at least great about this stunt is that you're wrecking. If I could make it a bigger wreck, we would have. Like we made it the biggest wreck that it could be.
The whole crew was with you. Everybody was just so invested. You could hear a pin drop. We knew you broke the record, but we were waiting for you to give the thumbs up. And when it comes out, just the whole crew was so elated and erupted in applause. It was just amazing. I remember thinking like, we should make a movie about this, And I was like, wait, I think we are.
Things are never perfect conditions. It's like you get to the edge and they're like, oh wait, but you gotta wear the boots. What? And then there's a 10K in your eyes and you're like, wait, and I gotta wear the boots, and there's a 10K and they're like, and action. You're like, what? That's why it's real. What Colt is feeling in the story is real. Like, wait, the sand is loose. I told you guys. And they're like, we gotta keep going. You're like, you bump the camera and like, we got 7 more. That is so, it might seem hyperbolic. It is absolutely the truth.
The actor doesn't want a pickle on his helmet. We gotta shoot it all over again. But the fact that you came in and you congratulated me for what you did also in the scene is just I think the whole the whole point of this movie is like summed up in this one scene.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I blacked out for most of this. You tell me what's me.
That's you?
That's me.
This was an early start.
That's Ben.
That's Ben.
The craziest thing was the fact that we locked down the Harbor Bridge and that Ryan was game enough to just show up kind of uninitiated because we didn't have a chance to rehearse this.
Hard to rehearse this. We did a few kind of rehearsals in a parking lot, but it felt different on the day. It felt a little faster, more sparks. It was raining.
It started to rain and then the dirt is just kicking up. There's no way to stop it. There's no way to block it from you.
It was like 5:30 in the morning or something crazy because you were trying to like limit the traffic. I'm glad it was that early because I was so tired. I just kind of walked up to set. I was like, held onto the shovel and then it just hauled my ass across the bridge and I was like, and then it was over and then we did it a few times and I went back to the trailer and fell asleep and I was like, that was a really weird dream I just had. Or was it a nightmare?
Normally we talk about the scene and we're like, make sure we're making all the right choices. And I just looked at you like,
we can't talk.
There'd be no talks right now.
Just shut up this morning. Just do the stunt.
We just hook you up. I'm already hooking you up like this, and you're like, action!
And you were beside me in like a follow car, both you and Kelly.
Yeah, we're like.
I could see you guys looking out the window, and I was just like, oh my god.
I was on the motorcycle right in front of you,
right.
trying not to let you catch the bike.
It's a great way to see Sydney. If you can have the garbage truck tour of Sydney, I highly recommend it. It was funny because we worked so much, I didn't get to get out very much. And sometimes when I did, I would look around and be like, this looks familiar. And then I would kind of like pretend lay down and be like, oh yeah, I was here in a garbage truck. That's why I recognize this street. Continue this charade.
One of those remotes that points.
There's Jean-Claude, amazing stunt dog. Right,
yeah.
stunt performer in his own right.
Actually did all of his own, her own stunts.
Yeah.
What's fun thing about the scene, there's stunts in it, obviously, but we were connecting the characters, which makes, I think, the action more exciting. You know, there's actually stakes. Is he gonna get to karaoke on time?
How the hell did you do this?
So this is a classic Fall Guy truck jump, kind of like the truck jumps were on the Fall Guy TV series. Not a really, really big one, but just a cool jump to do in the middle of a chase. It's a little more technical than just hitting a ramp and going for it because there's a truck that I'm supposed to land right behind. And if you go a little bit too fast or you're there too soon, you land on that truck. The cameras all have to catch this. So we rehearse this thing and know exactly how high the truck goes. I have a jump calculator that will calculate exactly where it's supposed to land.
I'm not surprised.
So I could put in the weight of the vehicle, I could put in the wheelbase of it, the ramp, I put in all the dimensions of everything and it'll tell us exactly where it's going to land and it's pretty accurate. I mean, on this jump right here, it was accurate within 1 foot because once you jump this truck, you ruin it. Like as soon as this thing hits the ground, it's bent. It's not gonna do anything else again. So everything has to be just right to make this thing work. Chris goes, you could put a camera right there because he's gonna land right here. And I landed right there.
In the Fall Guy show, you watch multiple times, that truck would just show up from nowhere. Like, it would just be funny. Like, the middle of the thing, the bad guys are going, and there's this truck just lands into frame. And so we were playing with that, but I think after a couple audience screenings, they're like, where's that truck coming from?
You can't really do this type of jump just sitting in the seat being strapped down, because there's way too much G-force on the landing going down that it would be hard on your spine.
So you're suspended above the seat?
Yeah, so I had them take the stock seat out, put in a racing seat, but only for the purposes of it being extra low, and wear a full harness that grabs my legs and my torso. And then we put pulleys in the roof right here above me, and the ropes go up into those pulleys down behind me, and then they're into a really stiff bungee system. That cushion, that little bit of movement you get right there, it saves your spine, so you can walk away from this with having, you know, no injuries whatsoever. But if you did not run that setup, it would be a different story. Then there's a fail-safe as well, which is just empty water bottles that I taped together and sat on. And I ended up popping, I think, 3 of them.
Is that standard practice, or is that your idea?
That's kind of standard practice, actually. Like, you go into you have
Water
all
bottles.
this technology.
See cups and plywood.
Yeah, I mean, and then you go back to some old school methods that work, that have saved people for years and years and years.
No flowers were harmed.
No flowers.
While shooting this, those are not real flowers. Thanks for watching. I think there's something wrong with my remote. It's not working, so I'm gonna go fix it.
Go see The Fall Guy May 3rd. See some more amazing work from these two incredible stunt performers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you
Wow,
go, man.
Thanks, man.